And we are live. Put your pinky fingers up to the moon, y'all. We
Welcome, welcome,
live.
welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show. It is Tuesday.
And we have Miss Shit Show Supervisor, making sure we stay on task today.
That's right. That's right. And then on top of that, it says, be real, not perfect.
Hey, I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right.
So how was your week? How was your week? How was your week?
Well, I feel like they actually fall in line with some of the juicy topics that we have for tonight. My week has been, I mean, it's only Tuesday, so what can you say? But it's been good so far.
I mean, week from last Tuesday.
Oh, last Tuesday tonight. Okay. You know, well, I got new puppy babies. I was not
puppies. You got fur babies.
Listen, I ain't want them. I ain't even finna lie to y'all like that. I was not looking for no puppy. Didn't want no puppy. I wanted me like a little mid-range dog, maybe middle age, 4 or 5 years old. And because I knew Smokey, he does better with like companionships. And then I get a phone call Wednesday, and my friend is like, somebody literally dropped 2 dogs, 2 pups on the porch on the property and left them in a crate, like right at the base of the porch.
You sure hit him and just tell you that?
He hates dogs, so I doubt it. But I mean, stranger things have happened. Who knows? But it's a little girl and a little boy. She's gray. I'm gonna have to figure out if I can post a picture in the comments later. But she's gray with blue eyes, and then he is black and white, black with little white on his paws and his tail, and darker color eyes. And we think right now they're like Pitty Lab mix or Pitty Bulldog mix or something like that.
Oh,
but they're so cute. And the vet said today they're maybe 5 weeks old. They're like this big. So when they eat, they get the little pot bellies and be ready to be over there passing out after they eat.
What did the vet say? They thought that they were gonna wind up being big dogs, little dogs, what?
Right now, they're still not sure because they're so little, and I think that they were the runts of the family of the litter, but their paws are still kind of a nice size, so they think they might at least be like mid-size. They definitely won't be small dogs. It's just a matter of, are they mid-size 40, 50, or are they gonna be big like 70, 80? Ooh. And I've had both. I prefer something mid and smaller now, but I don't want a little teacup poodle either. Like I need some with a little weight on them, something.
I believe you coming for me.
I'm coming for you, girl.
Right, because mine are 11 pounds. Mine are 11 pounds on a good day.
Now, 11 pounds I could do. I'm talking about the little bitty baby that's like 2 and 5 pounds.
Yeah, they're 11 pounds each on a good day. And yeah, when I got them though, they were like 2 pounds. They were like this big, and
see that's what I'm talking about. I can't do that.
Well, even
they already get up under my feet.
Well, even now they fit in the same crate. They can fit in the same crate in the same carrier.
Yeah. Now I did see this picture. My Facebook memory showed it to me yesterday or the day before. I saw this picture where some lady had showed her little teacup poodle or whatever it was. It had literally squirmed its way down and was taking a nap in the cup holders in her car. And I was like, I need a dog that size. It was just cute enough. Thank you, kind sir. It was cute enough, but I ain't gonna lie. I don't want them vet bills because they be expensive. So
they do. No. They do. Yeah. And those little dogs, they get into stuff. Hey, kind sir, how you doing? Hey, you to go. That's all right. I'm here supervise.
Show supervisor.
Well, damn, how y'all doing today?
Doing that thing. So how was your week, sir?
I mean, it was pretty fair for a squirrel. It could be better, could be worse. I won't complain.
How was the show?
The show with Dad was great.
Okay.
The show with Dad was actually in Arlington. It was at the Arlington Improv. It was nice.
Okay. I'm gonna take that. One day you're gonna have to send us some snippets so we can show them here as an intro on an episode.
I got you. Yes. If I can find the time or find someone.
Because you got some good videos.
If I can find the time or find somebody to do it consistently. Because I got a guy that'll do it, but he working on other stuff.
I got you.
And it's like, I don't like to put out, like by me being an independent comic, I don't like to put out half-ass shit. Because you already an underdog.
Yeah, so, they're going to talk about you.
Yeah, exactly. So if you put out some half-ass shit, it's like, that's exactly what we thought.
They're going to talk about you.
So I'd rather try to make it right.
I'm with you when you're right. Well, you know, the opportunity's there when you're ready. We're going to promote you and showcase you. I know you got at least one though that we can promote for the recovering whole.
I actually do. I actually got a few.
Send me those. We can at least promote that one.
I just ain't got around to it.
They coming, y'all. That's what I heard them say. They coming. So with that being said, today I feel like, well, you know what? We were gonna start somewhere else, but since we started off talking about the fur babies, let me hop into the questions that we had and ask one of the questions that someone asked a couple of weeks ago and I never got a chance to answer. We ran out of time. Then we'll circle back to today's topic.
Sure.
So let me scroll up to it.
And good evening, Sure. It's good to see you as always.
I thought so. I was like, look, y'all saw me smelling it. I was like, wait a minute.
Okay, I see the question and I'll read the question to you.
Okay.
Hey, can you share more on your experience of loss and having your fur babies to help you navigate it? You've mentioned it, but I wasn't sure if you'd be willing to talk more in depth. I respect if you don't want to. I never thought that was a thing, but after you said it a few weeks ago, I realized I've seen some of my friends do that, I think.
Yeah, I ain't gonna talk but so much about it because it's still a very, very touchy thing for me. Like Blue Passing actually brought up a lot that I will say that I thought that I healed. I know that I healed through, but what I always remind myself and people is that healing is very nuanced and very layered. You can heal a thing and you might heal it 5 layers deep. And then there's that 6th and that 7th layer that unearths itself as we go through context and experiences, right? So I will say for me that I realized it was a thing when, you know, years ago, I had just had a loss and a friend was like, you should get a puppy. And I was like, oh, damn dog. I just was not interested in taking care of no dog. And I never thought I'd be a person that wanted a dog in the house at that. Right.
Right.
So I thought about it and I thought about it. And there was just this need, like my soul needed a way to find a release for all that emotion and all that heartfelt love and hurt and grief and all the things. So I did end up getting a puppy. That was my very first dog way back in like 2010 or 2011, something like that. And, you know, eventually I had to rehome him because he got to be like 100 pounds and he just was
a big dog.
He was a big dog and he needed a family with kids. We actually, a friend of mine helped me rehome him to a family that had kids because he needed to be running wild and tussling and wrestling and doing all kind of craziness, right? So he was really happy with them. About a year later, I ended up getting my dog Justin, and I had him from him being like 9 weeks old till somebody stole him out of the yard when he was like 4 or 5. They literally I had Blue by that point. We put him outside in the backyard to go potty. And they stole Justin. He was one of those dogs that everybody wanted to try to breed him because he was a blue nose brindle mix. So he was blue and gray looking with a white underbelly, one blue eye, one brown eye. So everybody was always asking, do you want to breed him? Do you want to breed him? No. He was fixed. They just didn't know it. So they probably was real disappointed when they stole him.
You got the man there.
I sure did. I did it gleefully too, like
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
you and Gypsy too when it refers to what you say fur babies. Is that indicative to all fur babies like rabbits,
dogs, cats, rabbits? But you know, but I mean, I have friends that have rabbits. I have friends that have cats. They're all fur babies. We call them fur babies because, you know, they're not human babies, but we treat them like babies.
Right. I was going to say, for me, dogs are my limits. I don't want no cats, rats, raccoons, snakes, birds, lizards, nothing else.
Well, and see, the reason why I asked you that is because I know all of those things can be trained.
Very true.
Because I know a dude got a goat. And that motherfucker attack you like a dog.
Listen.
Like a real live goat in the yard.
I believe it. I know people that walk their cats on leashes.
Yeah, so,
like...
I know a cat, no lie. And the first time I heard it, I said, what is that? Is somebody with you? This cat says, hello. Hello. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Like a little birdie.
When the first time I heard, yes, it actually speaks.
I believe with any animal that you're around a lot, they learn your behavior. And I think that's why we fall in love with them, because it ain't nothing like, okay, the dog that was hard head, now you can say, man, go sit your ass down, and he walk off. Or he know when you're in a bad mood and just come up and rub your leg. And I think a dog, a cat, a squirrel, anything but a snake. Now that's the only thing I won't get.
You know what's so funny?
With their snakes too.
So before we got on the call, I was telling on one of the puppies, and I said, I don't know which one did it, but I think it was him. And he immediately turned over and then he like cowered in the corner and then raised his leg up. And then I said, who did it? Who did it? And when I said who did it, then the snitch.
Slide over just a little bit, Gypsy.
Yeah, you got a snitch, right? And so the snitch said,
yeah.
But he didn't actually like hold the gaze, but he just said that nigga in there.
Listen, they were telling each other in a minute, especially if they think you're gonna give them some treats. Dogs are real smart.
Yeah, very smart.
They gonna get some cuddles or some treats or some toys out of the deal. They'll tell every time and be like, point their nose, they paw, whatever they can get up in the air to go in the right direction.
But they also can sense when something's wrong with you. True story. My sister used to dog sit this dog named Louis. And Louis was very affectionate and stuff, but Louis was more partial to my niece than he was my sister. But that particular weekend, he just kept staying up under her and stuff, right? And I had came up because it was my niece's birthday weekend. I had just gotten back to Atlanta, and I got a phone call that they were rushing my sister to the hospital. My sister had a brain aneurysm rupture.
Wow.
And the thing is that I believe that when things are wrong with you, dogs can not only sense it, but they can also smell it. Because they say when you're sick, even if you don't realize you're sick, you give off a different pheromone.
I believe that. Absolutely.
And I believe
it's emotional.
Right. Exactly. Right, exactly. And so, but that weekend, it was almost like he was kind of like telling us, but not really, but he didn't know how to vocalize it kind of thing. But he just kept staying up under her and like kind of watching her. And like, it was just weird.
So dogs can smell. Like, I had this friend, she came to the house and she hadn't told me she was pregnant just yet. She was coming to tell me. This was years ago. She came to the house and I had Justin at that time and he was all up under her skirt. And I was like, dog. And I realized, that's the girl you finna tell me you pregnant. She was like, yep. So they can smell like the chemical changes and hormonal changes in your body. But so that we don't stay too long on this, because I want to keep moving and then I'll get to Sher's comment.
Right.
To go back to that question, yes, I do believe it, because I can look at the trajectory. And that's why I said that. I look at the trajectory of how they showed up in my life. And that's why it was so challenging for Blue to pass. We rescued him when he was like 4 months. And I had him until he was 10. So he was one of the longest relationships, period, in my life. Family, loved one, dog, cat, rat, whatever, right? But also he was, I don't want to say he was a placeholder to dismiss him as a dog or an animal, but he was the tangible vessel or visual that I was able to use to channel the love that I had. So I've talked about this in limitation and, and I'm going to keep it limited, but just for context, I've had 7 pregnancies, 9 losses total, because I had 2 sets of twins. Couldn't get that out. And, Blue was in my life for many of those. Right. And so each time he was the companion to be there and lay on my feet when I was sitting on the sofa, or lay on the side of the bed, when I was just overwhelmed. And sometimes in those situations, you don't have words, and there's nothing anybody can say to make it better. And sometimes people say stupid shit that want to make you snatch their vocal cords out, right? So for me, dogs were the way to channel all that love that I had and find a way to express that grief without it destroying me from the inside out, because a lot of people lose themselves, and I almost came to that. That's why a lot of relationships don't make it after a loss, because the people turn on each other. They don't know how to grieve and process, right? So I just started paying attention, and more as I came across women through the years that had had some type of loss, whether it was a stillbirth or a miscarriage or a child that had died young or whatever that may have looked like, more and more of them were getting dogs specifically.
But
when you have a dog, a cat, bird, rabbit, chicken, hawk, whatever you got, when you have those animals, do you talk to them with just straight commands, or do you actually talk to them like you do
talk
people?
to them like I talk people.
I do both.
Do both.
I train them from a young age to make sure that it's not so much an obedience thing I'm looking for, but I demand respect from them so that I know that I can keep them safe and they can keep me safe, and know what to expect, right? They're in my household. I want to keep them safe, but I also need them to stay in the dog's place. That being said, I like with the puppies, I've read research that says dogs that actually develop better, and you develop a stronger bond with them when you use baby talk, because it does something with the chemistry in their brains. I was like, oh, stop experimenting with that. And I think it does make a difference, just like it can with children, right? So through the years, they have been that way for me to learn more about myself, but also that nurturer in me, that caregiver in me to exercise that, if you will, right? And like I said, through the years, I just saw more and more women and some guys, after a loss, they'd be like, I'm gonna go get a pet, or somebody had told me I should get a pet. And it was cathartic. It's like some people get outside and garden. Hey,
but I need to tell you this. So some may know, some may not know, but I am a veteran. I'm a Navy veteran. And I have PTSD, and they actually recommend that we get therapy dogs. And they actually do train dogs, and those dogs can actually sense your emotions and stuff. And they're very nurturing and loving and things like that. So they have dogs that are specifically trained for that. Well, animals, period. But they do
actually have a comment up there about that too.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up. And whenever you're ready, let's do an episode on that. I say not now because I don't want to rush it, because I feel like that's a topic. If we're going to talk about it, let's
we need to get the right people too. And we need the right people too that talk about it, because they actually do train the dogs. They have programs and stuff that get the dogs. And for veterans that are watching our podcast, you need to know that the shelters actually will let you adopt a dog for free if you're a veteran.
That's good to know.
Yes, because they do recommend that vets have some sort of animal, especially if they live alone.
I can agree with that, and I definitely can understand the thought process behind that. I'm gonna just throw this caveat out there. If you are a veteran veteran, or anybody, doesn't even matter, anybody with extreme PTSD,
right,
really get some therapy and some support.
Yes.
Maybe foster a dog before you bring one into the house full time. Maybe visit with people that you know and love that have dogs that you feel safe around, and spend some time, take them on play dates, let them stay the night at your house, whatever. Because it can also be an antagonistic relationship, and the barking and the whining, and some dogs are more needed than others, and they'll be right up under you. You tripping over them, trying not to step on them and not hit the ground, right? That can be dangerous for the wrong person with PTSD. So I'm just going to throw that caveat out there and say, hey, make sure that you test it, because it can truly be a great thing, but you don't want to set yourself up for that to go left real quick. If it's just not the right fit.
And dogs have personalities. Make sure you get a dog with the kind of personality that you have. Like, don't go get a Jack Russell if you're sedentary. He need to run.
Right. Well, that's why I say foster. Like, most of the animals that I've had, I've rescued, but I've also, like, before we settled on Smokey, I had fostered 2 or 3 other dogs to bring him into the house to make sure that we found the right fit for Blue at that time, right? And 2 of the fosters that I had just weren't the right fit. Hey, old man, they just weren't the right fit for Blue or for my mentality, right? So fostering is a great opportunity. Volunteer at the Humane Society, volunteer with the local rescues or shelters, and that's another opportunity to see how you can best bring a pet or an animal into your space, right? But you know, like I said, for the segue of that question, yes, I do think that sometimes we, especially as women, and like I said, I have seen it with men too, will use that fur baby, whatever that fur baby is. For me, it was dogs, as a surrogate for any children that we've lost, to be able to express that love and navigate our way through that grief and that hurt, right? Because you ain't got to worry about your dog. Sit down just a little bit. You ain't got to worry about your dog saying the wrong shit and pissing you off. No. You know what I'm saying? They kind of safe. So
they really is talking shit.
Right? They be like, bitch.
I know, right?
like that raggedy bitch. She know she could have gave me that treat.
Right. Now I like what Cher said. I had dogs all my life. As a retired vet tech, I learned to be a responsible pet owner. I would like to have an aquarium and an iguana one day, girl. And you know, iguanas, if they get too cold, they fall out of trees and stuff.
Okay, y'all can keep them.
Like for real. They do. Down in Florida, that's what happens to them if they get a cold freeze.
Yeah, they call them
just fall out of the tree. But they ain't dead. They just kind of like, I don't know. They're not really dead. They're almost like in a coma. Yeah, you're right. They're almost in a coma.
They hibernate like bears.
Exactly. But then when they fall out of a tree, because that's what they say is like, beware of falling iguanas. And they mean that. It's true. Because they do fall.
Cold-blooded animals. But you know, Gypsy, you know what they also say about iguanas, though? They said, like, when they fall out the tree when it's cold, if you turn on some grease, and they smell that grease, them bitches wake up.
Oh my God.
They know it's going to be them.
They try to stay alive.
They're like, hold on. I'm up.
Not today.
Right.
Before we move on, I want to make sure I give Cher a huge shout out.
Yes.
When Blue passed, she, with her experience and having been a vet tech and her professional background, actually was the one who prepared the body for me. And prepared him for burial and made sure he had his denim jacket on with his favorite toy, and we're gonna keep it moving. Yep. But she did that, and so I want to, and I've given her plenty of accolades behind the scenes, but I also believe in acknowledging people publicly. So since she's on here tonight and we're talking about this, she showed up and handled that amazingly. And then I called my ex and I was blubbering on the phone. And he was like, "You need me to handle it?" I said, "Yeah." So he came and buried him and did all the things for us to start the garden and, just let him go in peace. And so that's the other thing that I'll say is I'm not comparing losing my animal to somebody losing their child. I wouldn't compare it to me losing any of the children that I carry. But at the same time, I will. And I will fight any motherfucker that stands toe-to-toe with me and say it's different. Right now, I say that having gone through the experience.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's the same.
No. But a loss is a loss.
But a loss is a loss. Grief is grief. And what you love and what you cherish. I lost my shoe somewhere. It's down here. There it is. What you cherish takes a place in your heart, right? And so that being said, if whatever your reasoning was for asking the question, whether you're looking at getting a dog, whether you've had loss, whether you want to support somebody who's navigated that, I always just suggest asking the person if they want an animal. Don't just buy them one, because that's a whole responsibility. And I've never thought animals were a good gift if you have not talked to the person yet. If you're thinking about getting one yourself, make sure that you're ready, because ideally it's a lifetime commitment of 10, 15, 20 years until they pass, unless you have to rehome them for something, specific. But don't get a dog unless you plan on keeping them, because it's hard on you and it's hard on them. If you have more
questions, the breed. Don't just get a dog because you think it's cute or whatever, because some dogs, your personality may not fit that dog.
Absolutely. And vice versa. Theirs may not fit you.
Right. Exactly.
Also recognize it is a financial investment. Dogs are just as expensive as kids. They need clothes. They need, winter clothes to go outside, depending on their coat. and their skin and their breed. They need crates, they need toys, they need medication. They got to go to the vet and get doctor appointments and all kind of stuff.
Shots every year, haircuts,
everything. Allergy shots, haircuts, grooming, right, grooming. You know, because Smokey's a white haired dog and so was Blue. So I had to take them to the groomers all the time to get Smokey cut constantly to keep him from shedding everywhere, right? So consider those things if you're thinking about getting a pet. That being said, let's keep moving through the comments.
Keep it moving.
Real quick. Sure said, some dogs make great therapy companions. We as humans do too much and be doing way too much. That is the truth. Thoughts from your boy said, hey, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Said, my dog name is Gray Velvet, Gray Velvet or Gravy for short.
What?
Something is wrong with me. Absolutely not. That's a cute name. They absolutely can't tell. Sure said, we had beagles when I was younger. One detected the cancer by scratching at her breast. We put it together years later. Wow. I hear those stories all the freaking time.
I've heard that before. I didn't know how to act.
They can smell cancer.
Yeah. They can smell cancer. They can smell illness, period, in your body. They can tell when something is wrong with you, when something is not right with you. And if you pay attention to your pet, especially a pet that's acting kind of unusual, a little bit more clingy and things like that, they will tell you that something's not right with you.
Well, they have those dogs that are medical alert dogs. If your sugar's dropping too low, if your blood pressure, or those people that have illness that make them faint or lose their balance, there's all kind of things that they can be trained to do. So keep that in mind. I mean, if they're smart enough to be used in the military and in the police force, think of all the things that they can be trained to do in home.
I wish I had dogs smart enough to pick the lottery ticket.
But you know what? There was a before we jumped off of this, there was one that he was a what do you call it? A therapy dog for this for a vet, and he had never really turned on the vet or anything like that. But this particular day, he bit the vet and kept trying to pull his leg and all these other things. They were out for a walk in the woods, and what he didn't realize until he saw the dog fighting was the dog saw the snake first and was trying to get the vet away from the snake. And then when he couldn't get him away from the snake, he decided to fight the snake.
They will.
So, So just pay attention. If he's not acting the way he normally would, if he's doing something he's never done, pay attention.
All of that. Sure says she likes the garden. And I agree, a loss of the heart is a loss for the heart. Yes, it is. Grief is grief, right? We all process it and feel it in different ways. But I just advocate for people to get the help that they need to get and don't feel like you have to do it alone, whether that's getting an animal therapy, coaching, wellness support, whatever that may be, safety with your family, your loved ones, your special person, whoever. Make sure that you have support. So moving forward, do you want to take us into the questions, Gypsy, to catch us up on the questions?
Yes, let's go into the questions. So, we have one more question.
Okay.
Why are women refusing to build with men?
Oh, we have two more questions. That's one of them. Yes.
Oh, wait. I had a question before that one. So, you know, a lot of us women are leaders, teachers, that kind of thing. And so I realized that my wardrobe changed as my role changed at work. Now, and then I started looking around me and I realized that it seems to be a thing. I specifically also looked at Kamala last week when she was speaking. But then I went and flipped through some pictures, and whenever she's been speaking since she has been in leadership roles, I've always seen her in pantsuits. I've never seen her in a skirt or skirt suits or a dress or anything like that. And so that led me to say, well, Jay, do you wear dresses or pants when you're teaching? Because I realize that now that I work with mostly men and I work with all engineers, and I'm in a position of somewhat authority, I wear pants. I don't wear skirts at all. And I was like, why did I change my wardrobe? Was it because I work with men, or was it because I don't want my authority challenged? But then I realized that all the women that work as secretaries or executive assistants and stuff, they wear skirts.
Well, and I think me personally, I think it's a combination of things based on context, location, experience, comfort, safety, and personal preference. So for me, I'm typically during the wintertime, I'm pants and leggings anyway. That's just my comfort. Nice little sweater, some boots, something comfortable. During the summertime, I'm all about a nice little sundress and sandals, right? But when I go into training, I'm looking at context of circumstance and situation. Who am I talking to? What's the subject we're talking about? What's the dynamic of the group? Are they middle-aged? Are they older? Are they younger? Is it mostly men? Is it mostly women? Is it a mix? What type of population do they serve? So all of those things play a factor for me, but I hadn't even thought about it until you asked me earlier that I do intentionally wear pants when I go into a training when I know that it's going to be mostly men and or they are older, meaning, for me, I'm saying 40 and up is older. They're not the current young generation, right? I do that for a couple of reasons. One, I'm a very curvy chick. I don't need them trying to figure out what I'm working with or getting distracted or whatever. So I dress with very loose, comfortable two-piece outfits, a nice top with matching pants or something very, very business casual, I would say, because I want them to be more focused on my voice, more focused on the information that I'm trying to give them, content. And I do realize it could go either way, because I have tested it in the past. I do admit that I could doll myself up. Now I can look like, something totally different. I can dress up and jazz myself up and put myself in my pretty girl era and do all those things. And I do realize that can have a certain effect that may be desirable as well, right? But for me, I'm more focused in that experience. I want to get the best experience for them so they can walk away with tangible results to implement immediately. That's my focus in that corporate space. I don't care whether they think computer like me or not. Whereas like today, I was in a training and I just had on some black comfortable slacks, this orange top. Like, it was comfortable, but it was women. It was a man. It was a whole different, more relaxed vibe. This is just what I chose to wear. However, I could have easily flipped it and also had on a dress in that experience and been just as comfortable. So, and it's also a safety thing. When I'm traveling and doing trainings, I'm in a city that I don't know. I typically don't take a weapon because I don't want to have to deal with that at the airport. So I don't have any protection on me other than my hands and my fist and my mouth to bite the fuck out of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always airing, and this is just so ingrained on me. And y'all, I'm so sorry. I just remember somebody sent that question and I forgot to put it in here. I'll try to circle back to it. If not today, then next week, about some of the safety measures that I keep in place. But for me, it's a safety standpoint as well. I'm typically in cities that I don't know or not familiar with. I'm in a hotel, right? I never know. And I try to be vigilant. I've seen enough shit on TV.
Right.
Lifetime. Y'all like to kidnap me, following me back to my damn hotel.
Right.
All those things.
Up in China with a man with 30 babies.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I always err on the side of that. And not to say that the average person would do that, but my point is you don't know. So as a woman going into these spaces, I'm always focused on, I don't know who you are. You might be the CEO over here and you somebody's freak nasty in the basement carving up people and putting their skin on. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason I tend to wear pants and very loose fitting in those situations and kind of take away from my physical stature versus accentuate it for, whatever. That's my 2 cents.
Yep, I concur. I just realized that women in a position of power, and like, let me go back to what I was sharing with you earlier, like Hillary Clinton. When she was Hillary Clinton first lady, I saw her in skirts and dresses and stuff. When she became a senator, when she was running for president, when she was Secretary of State, I always saw her in pantsuits. And I believe that was to change the aura
or the perception of power, make her look more powerful as opposed to being
feminine,
less powerful or something like that. But I'm not a woman, but I have seen women before. I didn't talk to women. Hey, now I'm tell you what I do when I see in a lot of professional settings. I see a lot of ladies, especially when you get to that upper level, that executive level, not executive secretary. They go wear skirts. They go wear those black skirts, right at knee, just above knee. I don't know if they call them eight. What you call them, pencil skirts?
A-line pencil skirts.
A-line skirts, whatever. They wear those, and it looks absolutely fabulous in terms of real professional, clean cut. And we focus on the content of whatever she's saying. She looks the part. She looks the part of professional, so we pay attention. I don't care if you have your skirt or your pantsuit. Hell, or a jumpsuit. If you come in there and you don't sound professional, you don't sound like you know the material, know what you're talking about, I'm zoning out regardless. I don't care what you dress like. I don't care what curve you got, what straight your body, what big lip. I don't care. When I'm in a situation right there, I'm looking for somebody who can give me something that I can use.
See, that's you though. You're coming in it with a professional mindset, right? But there's always gonna be that one that want to try you. They want to slide to the side. And Miss Jasmine, can I give you my number? No, thank you, sir. It's nice meeting you.
Regardless,
right. But in that capacity, when you're coming in from the outside, for someone like me, it's all about maintaining my focus. I'm in here to do this job and take my ass fuck home or wherever else I'm going next. I'm not here to further that part of the agenda, right? But you made me think of something, and I'm gonna come up with a round number, and this is fairly accurate. I would say in the last 4 months, I've done maybe 55 trainings, right?
Right.
Probably 90% of those, a lot of the places I've gone, women were in leadership, like C-suite level, and that they've all been in pants. Never even thought about it. Never even thought about it until you asked me that today. But majority of them were in pants. Whether it was a full suit or slacks and a top or whatever it was, but pants.
When I saw Michelle Obama, have you noticed when she's in the position of like, I'm Barack's wife, or I'm coming as a guest to this, then she's in a skirt. But if she's coming in a position of authority to deliver a message or something like that, in authority, she wears pantsuits.
Now I really have to start paying attention.
I'll be honest, with Michelle Obama, with me, that woman, that's she
Barack gonna get you.
She can get it. She can get it.
So you'll fight Barack over
I love you, Barack. I'm gonna tell you, I love.
Yeah.
And I love that. When I saw him on the DNC, man, I nearly cried when I heard both of them, speak. I nearly cried. Yeah. I miss him. I just love him to death,
Yeah.
Just love him to death. And
so that being said, let's get to the next question. Why? Okay, so that leads into this. So the reason I wanted to start with that is because I was thinking, sometimes we're in authority at work. Yes. We don't really want to be in authority at home also.
Yes.
That was one of the other things that I took away from last week's conference was like when Kamala was speaking on Thursday night. It just happened to be her anniversary, and before she did anything, she deferred to her husband and acknowledged their anniversary. And then she went into professional mode and got down to business, right? That being said, that shows me, and then the people that they talked to that were in her family and things like that, they said she cooks, she does, all these different things, and she's more of what you think of as in mom mode when she's at home. You know what I mean?
Hold on, wait a minute. Say this again. Now, this the woman that they worth almost a couple of $100 million. You mean tell me this woman is doing what?
She's talking about Kamala, not
no,
Kamala.
Okay.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
That's even better. You mean to tell me the vice president of the United States of America is doing what? Was that she doing?
I'm gonna tell y'all what I
they
said.
They said she cooks. They said, and she's an excellent cook at that. But they said she cooks, and her name is Kamala. If you did not watch her nieces tell everybody how to say her name is Kamala.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, but the thing is that that's the thing. Is like, so that kind of shows you that yes, we may be in business mode at work.
Chair, take notes. I know you're gonna come from it, Chair. Take notes.
We may be in business mode at work, but that doesn't mean we want to be the leader of the house. Sometimes we want to come home and let our hair down. So right, exactly. She's known as Mamala at home. Exactly.
I'll tell y'all what I said when you brought this to me. What I said was, though I can see some women wanting to do that, right? And being okay with having this high-powered, time-pulling, energetically draining position or authority or whatever, and then going home and doing all things. That's fine. I don't give a fuck about anything in that household. Listen, we got enough money to pay a housekeeper, a driver, a personal chef, and all the things we need. And I'm not saying that you can't, but what I was bringing to the table and airing my grievance of is somebody probably heard that and was like, see, if she can do it and she's one of the leaders of the free world as the VP, then every woman.
What he said.
You're lazy. And I'm like, first the fucking all, right? If the man ain't going to work and working 40, 50, 60 hours a week and doing all the things and being high powered and then still being willing to come home, take care of kids, vacuum, make beds, do laundry, cook, and do all the
say first the fucking all.
First the fucking all. If you can't match what you asking her to do, don't ask her to do it. I'm a firm believer. If you're willing to ask for it, you should be willing to give it. Now, if you meet me with that energy and match me, we're gonna build together, baby. But
this man only working 40 hours a week is lazy.
So that segues into
our next question. Why are more women refusing to build with men? Well, I can tell you as a 50-something-year-old, because if you ain't built yourself by now, you ain't going to.
She said, "The hell with him, throw the baby in the bathwater out."
You ain't going to.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, I am so passionate about that, and this is no shade to Beyonce as an artist, but that whole bullshit, how she popped out a baby and then was damn near starving herself and working herself to death, trying to fit into a costume to go back to her concert schedule and her touring schedule. The young black lady, and again, this is no shade, but the young black lady they were sharing on LinkedIn and I'm sure other social medias where she literally had just had her baby and she pushed herself to defend her thesis or dissertation, whatever it was that she had to do, literally hours. And I'm not saying they forced her. She may have wanted to do it just for the sheer fact of getting it done. I applaud her for doing that. But what happens is when one person does that extreme thing, now everybody's on the bandwagon of I'm every woman and every woman should be able to do it. This is why people having nervous breakdowns and burnout.
Right. Everybody has their own race. Everyone has their own race. Some women can do it, some can't. You shouldn't expect all of them to do it because someone has. I am a person that's totally against judging people on the exceptionality. Everybody should be judged based on their own standard and really much what is the medium or what is the average.
And like I said,
I always have exceptional people.
Right, and this is no shade to them. I absolutely respect Beyonce for her artistry and her work ethic. And I forgive me because I don't remember the young lady's name that they were sharing on LinkedIn. I thought she was amazing, but I celebrate her amazingness if it was her choice to do it. Just because I've been there when you got that one last thing, baby, let me push on through and get this done so I can be done. I celebrate that if that was her true choice. But if it wasn't and she felt pressure, that's where the issue comes in, right? And so I'm advocating for us all to have these conversations, because this is part of that personal power of the SIP, right? This is part of that personal autonomy where we advocate for ourselves and know our fucking limitations and our boundaries, what we can and cannot handle, instead of trying to stretch and strain ourselves to unrealistic expectations that somebody else set, and we are not built the same as they are. Something that would damn near take us out, they can do with ease, and something that would take them out, we can do with ease. And so I was glad when you brought that up earlier, because the hell ain't no fucking way. Listen, and I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm sure saying I won't. Listen, we got enough dollars and money to pay everybody we need. Yes,
right.
Her doing what she thought to care for her family.
More power to her. More power to her. But Gypsy, and I'm putting the comments up here real quick so we can catch up, and then I want you to kick back to that segue of why don't you think that women are building? So Sure said Barack helped clean and cook as president. Older man.
Hey, and listen, can't nobody. I don't think though a man alive, unless he been professionally trained, can cook better than me. There's not a man alive who unless he been professionally trained as a cook.
Look at him shooting his shot. Some lucky lady in the audience out there listening to him, like, ooh, I wonder what he cooked for me. Baby, shoot your shots. Send old man an email. We'll make sure he get it. Okay. Sean said it's a bell curve. Yup. Tanya said, too many women help build men. Come on now. Too many women help build with men only to be abandoned once the man feels established or his self-esteem has been repaired.
Hold on. I got to tell you something about that. Because see, me and Tanya go back to 12 years old. I'm finna tell you. She right, because a lot of times, let me tell you something. We didn't build him up and gave him some self-esteem and stuff, and then he thinks that he can play in a ballpark he ain't never ever been in. And so he starts feeling himself and going after women that he know damn well he couldn't get when he was broke down when I was helping him build it. Like for real. Like I'm keep it real. Let me tell you something. Wesley Snipes is an ugly motherfucker. And if Wesley Snipes wasn't Wesley Snipes, the movie star, and he was Wesley Snipes, the bus driver, he wouldn't have half the women he had.
I mean, I actually always thought Wesley was kind of attractive, but now you looked at the example of Flavor Flav, and he got
Flavor Flav. What's that boy that was crying on the stage the other week?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jim.
No, what's that other dude that was crying the other week? With Megan, the one that's with Megan Good, the one. What's his name?
He's not attracted to me at all. Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors. He's not attracted to me at all. But yet and still, there was so many women. But that's after he had got himself built up and stuff. See, money makes you attractive. Also, if money doesn't make you, confidence makes you attractive. Yeah. Flavor Flav, no, he's ugly, but he is confident that he's not.
Yeah,
and do you remember? He's confident that he's not, and he even had a show where all their women was trying to be with Flav.
And crying over him at that.
And crying over him.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
Flavor may not be attracted, and a lot of times it's not money that these women are attracted.
It's his confidence.
And the reason I know it's not money, because you got a lot of guys who engineers, guys who make a lot of money, and they still can't get a woman. It also has to do a lot with your status. If you have a lot of status and you the it guy, the hot guy, that's how you get a lot of women are attracted to you because of your status.
But a lot of women have built you up and oh baby, you're this, you're that, and then it propped you up, get you the big head, and then, like I said, you be running after women that you never had the confidence to run after before.
You're absolutely right. Let me tell you why. Let me share with you. Imagine you had this guy. First of all, you got this broke down guy. Be honest, I don't think any man who broke down. To be honest, I don't think he's ready to date anyone. I don't think any woman should be chasing or dating or fooling around and messing around with a broke down guy. That's just like I'm not finna go buy no broke down car not running and say I'm finna fix it up. I'm not finna do it. I'm not a project type guy. So now here it is. You done got this broke down dude who had who won, no woman wanted him. Now you done went and cleaned him up, fixed him up, got him working, got him doing all this stuff. Now guess what happened?
Learn how to dress.
He's not a broke down guy anymore. Now he's a more of a attractive guy. And guess what? You're gonna have a lot of women coming at him that never came at him. Now this guy now he still has the same character he had, whatever he had when he was broke down. If he didn't have any character, he just didn't have any character. If he did have character, that's fine. But now he has a lot of these women coming at it, and now what it is now, he has to withstand temptation. He has a lot of options. Yes, and guess what? If he was broke down, and if you was a bust down, busted up looking type of woman, I don't care how good you'd have fixed him up, he gonna see something better.
But they'll lead the pretty ones too.
No, but the thing is, okay, so in your 20s and 30s, that's when you're supposed to be building and stuff. A lot of these men will go and get built up in their 20s and 30s, and then in their 40s, once they reach
getting built up in their 20s.
Hold on. No, seriously, there are some though. And then when they get, they get that golden,
remember we work with the majority.
When they get to the golden rung, a lot of times then they running around and throwing in the towel on these 20-year marriages and stuff, because now he think he got
options. Yeah.
Right.
And keep in mind, he's not throwing in the towel. Remember, we said we already figured this out.
Oh,
it ain't throwing in the towel, it's the women throwing the towel. In fact, it's about over 80% of these women are throwing in the towel.
So wait a minute. So we supposed to stay with a cheating, broke down ass man?
He ain't broke down anymore. Remember, you fixed him up.
You fixed him up. He was filling himself in because he had options. Let me catch up on these comments real quick, and there's a couple on Facebook as well. Sean said, at Tanya, and sometimes it's the feeling that will happen, so women bail early. And I do agree with that too. To some extent, I do agree with that. Sure said, touche, Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya said, speak, Gypsy. Tanya was helping us out, saying it was Jonathan Majors. Yes, ma'am. Sean said, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and Sure came with the clap, baby. She said, stop it, Sean, because we need to be blind then. Okay.
Right.
Listen.
Well, we all can behold that he's an ugly ass.
Listen, some things just ain't cute. Y'all know y'all done seen them babies, and they be like, my baby's so cute, and you be like, wow.
No. When they say that, I say, oh, look at that outfit.
Hey, my baby's so precious. You right, precious. Yep. Precious. Because baby, no.
Bless his heart.
You know we like to say that. Bless your heart. Bless his little soul. Tanya Davis said, that's why you don't fix him up. Leave him like you found him. Let him fix himself. Baby, I'm with you when you're all the way right. I ain't never built a man. Listen, I ain't never built a man, and I ain't gonna take no build a man man now.
Hey,
you lie.
Don't fix and leave away that.
But
hold on one second, Gypsy. And Sure said some men stay with the woman that had their back. They do know. They know those other women are facade. They do know that. Hold on, let me catch up real quick in the comments on Facebook. Hey, Marisa, thank you for checking us out. Casey said, I can cook better than you. Then he said, nah, just playing, bro. But I can, though. He came back with that smoke again. Then he said, it got to be in you, not on you. And that's fact. I think a lot of people chase potential, too. They chase what they think a person has the capacity to do or what they believe a person will do if they help them. And a lot of women think they have a magical pussy, and they think if I get with him, I'm going to help save him and I'm going to help get him on track. And they find out real quick that your shit ain't no more magical than the last ones that tried.
Yours ain't no magic, more magical than them baby mamas.
Every woman come with one. Yours is not any better than the next.
You almost made me spit my juice out.
I'm just saying.
It's like cars coming with seat belts. Every car got it.
I have a question.
Hold on, Gypsy. Did you hear what he said though? Because what I just heard he said was he's agreeing with us when we said men are like buses. It's a dick around every corner like a bus, plane, train, or bike. If pussy is common, then so is men.
Now, I simply said
right.
It comes with every woman. So, every woman has one. So, you know, but see, no man, every man doesn't think his bus is the best bus.
Yes, y'all do.
Every man doesn't think his bus is the best bus. Some men know his bus needs some rims that need to be fixed up.
Sean said, but if he got that magic stick down, y'all gonna be acting silly. Nope.
No.
Because he can
but
listen,
see,
I'm gonna be like planes and trains. It's always one coming.
This led me to think about this. I heard someone say that men tend to hate themselves when they're broke or deflected. And so when you're building him up, he's looking at himself as a different person then. As you're building him up, he's starting to see himself through your eyes and stuff. And then when he starts seeing himself better, then unfortunately, he look at you as a reminder of his broke downness.
I've heard
when you were there when he was broken. And so he thinks you're no longer worthy of him when he gets to a different status, if that makes sense.
What say you, old man?
What say you, old man?
A man knows what a good woman is. I don't care what situation you are. He know what a good woman is. Generally, those women, he gonna try to wife up real quick. No matter, he could have been in a 10-year relationship with somebody and never got married. And he went over here to this lady and they together 20 minutes. Now they already married, moved in a house together. You know, he know what he wants. And if you're not what he wants, y'all gonna be engaged 30 years. You gonna die. And you're gonna realize his insurance the benefit is somebody else. And you're gonna walk out there with nothing.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing. You're right. Sometimes it's a settle syndrome. That's why I call it SS, settle syndrome. And it's just kind of like he's not worthy of what he wants. He can't get what he wants in the state that he's in. And so when he gets to the state that he knows that what he really wants will accept him, he's going to leave you because you were something he was settling for.
I think men and women do the same thing. There are plenty of women that will build a bear too. And the right man that had resources and assets or a great mindset or capacity or whatever saw her and may have genuinely loved her, but she saw him as an opportunity to come up and rebuild herself or reinvent herself, right? So I don't think that women are exempt from that, or that men are the only ones that do it. Both sexes do it. This is why we have to have emotional intelligence and emotional maturity, spiritual maturity, mental maturity, and heal ourselves so that we can't see through everything, because some people are really good at wearing masks, but a lot of that bullshit we can see through. And if you living in a mini McMansion and you doing well for yourself, you shouldn't be wanting no dude or no chick that's couch surfing in the first fucking place. Even if you do it,
please don't have a baby with.
Oh my God, that.
Please don't have a baby with. Then you get frustrated and say these men ain't worth nothing.
Ain't worth nothing.
And
be on
and
Facebook
really,
on.
And you talk about this guy. He got five babies by 5 different women. Well, he ain't the problem.
And he wasn't taking the first four. What makes you think he's gonna take care of yours?
You got one irresponsible man, or you got 5 irresponsible women.
Both.
You know.
Both. All the ass is irresponsible.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But again, I think men and women are, a lot of the times we're making the same stupid mistakes.
Yes.
And instead of being accountable to it, we want to blame the opposite sex and say it's their fault, but we're the common denominator in our experiences.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And what you said, accountable. To be honest, that's what I really believe in, just real accountability. And I know somebody say, hey, your views are old, antiquated, but it's really about being more accountable. It's not against women, because you got a lot of women who are accountable and got their stuff together, and they doing things and they leading things, and and they should be the leader. Some of these women. Then you got some women who's messing up. But now, are you willing to call them out for them messing up or them coming short without blaming somebody else? Same thing with men. You got some men who just mess up, make poor decisions. In my opinion, they don't deserve to be the guy that some woman picked or to have a kid with or whatever. And if you picking to have, I'm gonna be honest, I blame you because he wasn't there from the jump. He wasn't there from the jump.
Like I get so mad at all them women having babies by Nick Cannon and Future. Like he's not with none of the previous baby mama. Why are you special? Why do you think you will be special?
He's taking care of the babies though.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Be there to parent and father those kids. I don't think they can.
He is not the example of what I call.
He got 10 kids. He got 10 kids. There's no way you can be everything to all those kids, especially considering they all have different mothers and they don't live with you.
Yeah, it's hard enough to parent that many kids in one household with the same parents, let alone all those different. Now it's different if you say, and I would never be a part of this, but I hear people talk about it. It's like, I kind of get it. It's different if you say we want to build our own commune. He gonna father the kids so they can all do their thing, and we're gonna all live together and have this community and pay for the housing and share the choice. And be sister would do what you do. But when he hopping up and down, or he with her this week and you next week, and you're mad because he over there with her the following week, and your baby couldn't be there for his birthday and this and that, but you chose that. Right. And I'm not even talking about Nick Cannon or Future or whoever. I'm saying everyday average. When you chose to have kids with a man that had 4, 5, and 6, you knew that you were never going to be first party. Neither was your child. It was going to be a rotating merry-go-round. And it's the same thing for men that choose to become a step parent or have children with a woman that already has multiple kids. You gonna share too. Like either way it goes. That's why I never really wanted to be a step parent, because I understood that's an awesome responsibility. And you need to treat them just as good as you would any child that you birth, right? But a lot of these people are out here saying, fuck them kids, and I want my kids to be special. Where the fuck they do that at? Like, I can't even fathom that type of
special
mindset.
To you and only you.
Right. Like, yours ain't no more special than the other 10. He wasn't doing nothing for it, right? Sean said, I can see that, Gypsy, but a man needs to build himself up, which when you're right.
Yeah.
Sure said, sweetie pie, eggplants work on some women, not all. When a man has nothing else but his penis, he is done. Listen, he can't get nowhere doing nothing, just like a woman. Yup. Tanya said,
and that's and that's why he got so many kids, is because he don't do nothing but practice.
That's all he can do.
That's all he can do is practice.
That's like, what was that movie? South Central.
Yep. That's all he did all day. That nigga ain't had no job. All he did was practice.
There you go. You can't move around. You sore.
Oh my God. Right. But like Sean says, well, just like a woman does. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It does work on. I don't know. I think that everybody has been party to that at one time, where they've fallen for the game and keep running back to somebody who's really toxic and not good for them. I mean, damn, what are y'all on a merry-go-round? What the hell going on?
I'm trying to plug my laptop.
We have the foul, baby. It's 25 cents a ticket.
I'm trying to plug my laptop up so we don't hang up on y'all people. I'm talking like the old now.
Okay, so I like what Tanya said. Yes, you remind him of his brokenness. Preach, preach, Jay, is what Sean said.
Thank you, kind sir.
And why would you have a second and third baby for a man who didn't make you his wife? Yeah, that I do not understand.
Now the only
thing wait a minute, or you have your or you had your second baby after he did. You have a second baby with him after he's had a baby in between your first baby and your second baby outside of the house. What?
Like they say, you can't make a hoe a housewife. You can't make a
hoe her husband either.
Not at all. So the only thing I'm gonna say about that, with people having multiple kids and not being married, I'm just gonna remind everybody that we've talked about this before. Not everybody has the same goal of getting married. So I do respect that. If you believe in
I
long-term,
respect that too, but if he already ain't taking care of him either.
No, I was just responding when she said have a second and third baby for a man who didn't make you his wife. So if he doesn't have other outside kids, but if he everybody daddy and he's community dick, then no, ma'am, you shouldn't have had the first one, let alone the second, third, fourth, or fifth. And man, because he didn't change. Again, I can't even fathom that type of mindset, right?
If you know you only get it on Thursday, you know you got community dick.
Oh my God. Sure said the interview with Cam Newton is Nick Cannon and the rest of them. I keep hearing everybody talk about that interview. I feel like I need to look it up now.
I need to look it up too.
I have no intention of looking it up.
Be like,
I'm gonna look it up just because I'm nosy. Shit.
Some things that add value, and some things just don't.
That would be true.
But I do.
His clout, his celebrity is what people are drawn to, and the fact that he can pay for his kids.
But I do say, I still say that after 35, people need to come to you already built, men or women. You should not be. Listen, you need to know that if he ain't in the rap game by 35, he ain't getting there.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, I'm in the studio. I'm in the studio. Fuck that. He ain't in no goddamn studio. And he won't get no real job. Listen, if he won't get a real job and he over 35, it ain't finna happen for him.
Yeah.
It is not gonna happen for him.
I know some people who rap and really didn't just click, and their career just really didn't go off until after 30, 35.
And there's a lot of people that didn't take off to their 40s and 50s, whatever their career was.
Not rap, but comedy, yeah. But rap, let me tell you something. When is the last time you seen a breakout rap artist over 35?
I mean, I don't know half of the people out nowadays are how old they are, so I can't even try to put up a line. I don't know. But again, for that, I say it's plenty of men and women that started in their late life taking off. Vera Wang, I'll just use her as an example. What was she, 40 or 50 when she hit it big as a celebrity dressmaker and her fashion design?
She was already a designer though, and she was working on other people's. She was like working,
but she wasn't Vera Wang.
No, because that's the thing. She was working for like maybe Lagerfeld or whatever. She wasn't working for herself. She was still a designer.
And who's the famous cook lady? Julia something.
Julia Child.
Julia Child. She didn't hit it until she was like, what, 40s or 50s?
Hey, look at Colonel Sanders.
His old ass.
Who?
50-some years old.
He stole that recipe from a black man. Stop it.
We know who the Colonel is.
We know he stole that recipe from a black man. He was 65.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Sean said, true that, Gypsy. And then they all young. See, I don't know.
Exactly. They all young. They all young. And think about the stuff they rap about.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not even saying that people can't start over in life. And I'm going to talk from personal experience. I started over at 33. Right. Okay. Now, to add full context to that, I had been in a head-on collision, had to restart my entire life, physical therapy and all the things. Right. Mm-hmm. So I had to start over from the ground up at 33. Now, I hit the ground running relatively quickly because I was educated, had multiple degrees. Mm-hmm. So I knew how to work for myself. So I had some advantage there. It wasn't easy, but I did have some slight advantage. That being so, I don't know if I agree that if they're over a certain age, don't give them an opportunity. What I do look at though, if you're over a certain age and you ain't never had your shit together, like if you always talking about how you been in your grandma's basement, if it ain't your house and grandma staying with you, or you're not staying there for the express purpose because grandma old and she needs somebody to keep an eye on her and you paying the bills, we can't talk. If you're talking about you always with your auntie and them and you mad at women and you can't stand your mama because she did this and your daddy a son of a bitch and all of this and that, that's the things I think that people need to wear, because at that point, you don't have the emotional maturity to be accountable to your damn self, let alone another person in a sustainable, healthy relationship, right? But again, discernment comes when we come from a healthy place. If Let's look at J-Lo and Ben. What the fuck is that man's name?
Affleck.
Affleck. Ben Affleck. Let's look at them as an example. They old asses because she over 50 right. And he damn near 60. Right. Both of they old asses. Old enough to know better. Old enough to be able to make emotionally mature and sound decisions. Old enough to take your ass to therapy and got plenty of means, money, and assets to do the same as well. And they got together and went through the same bullshit again. And now they're divorcing. Why? I don't know which one of both their asses the problem because they chose each other. But look at the fact that she's been married multiple times.
She the problem.
And engaged multiple times. So at what point does she slow down? And again, this is no shade towards her as a human being, but just using her as an example. At what point does she slow down to recognize I can't blame all these men and say that it's all their fault? Because even if they all did the same thing, you still chose them. And you are still the common denominator in that circumstance of these experiences, right? So again, we have to look at what's right in front of our eyes. What red flags are we ignoring?
Well, what we really ignoring, what we're really ignoring is the fact that it's supposed to be the two become one, not two halves make a whole.
That's true. I thought Benny was telling me he was out, but hopefully he'll come back because I really want him to weigh in on this too. But oh man, like from your perspective, I'm standing on the hill and saying at some point, we can't be out here building men or women if they have never. Now, it's different if you starting over. It's different if life knocked you down. You had a medical crisis. Folks going through shit. It's different if you burned out and had a nervous breakdown and you had to restart. Life happens.
Old man is started over. At 40, I started over around 45, something. I don't know.
But you had something before that.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It got something else.
But y'all still like, that's my thing. Yeah. We out here choosing people that ain't had shit, ain't never had shit, ain't gonna never be shit, and mad because they brought shit into our lives.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think person history is a great indicator of their future. You know, you don't run from your work ethic.
Yeah.
If you're not working, if you don't have nothing, you don't have time to be sitting at the house. And when I lost a lot of stuff, man, I'm gonna tell you, I was working everywhere in a bunch of places. Some places I ain't proud to say I was working at, but I was there. I used to have people say, "Hey,
do what it do."
Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, what you doing? I'm here working, baby. I'm here working. You here patronizing." So can't talk about me.
I know a whole a person I knew, business owner, right? Successful business owner. Well, financial challenges happen in order to sustain the business and keep the household afloat. They got a job working in a restaurant as a server. You know, because they were like, ain't no shame. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. Yeah. And I do believe that. I ain't trying to be old school and medieval times and all of that, but I really do believe if I'm with a man and he ain't willing to do whatever it takes to help us survive, and I gotta do it by myself, nigga, you ain't worth a damn, and you need to go. Because I truly believe any man worth his salt is going to be willing to do whatever it takes to provide for himself and his loved ones. Whether you his girlfriend, his wife, his boo thing, his baby mama, his cake, whatever. If he values you in any form or fashion and intentionally, he's going to be doing whatever he can. If he don't value you and he sees you as an opportunity or a meal ticket or a warm bed, then you're going to be out there pumping gas while his ass sitting in the car. You're going to be out there pushing the buggy and dragging suitcases while he walk on his cell phone.
When it comes to the job, I did everything but sold dope or sold myself.
Well, that also has a lot to do with the fact that we have all these soft-ass men now.
Oh, well.
I mean,
listen,
it's too many sassy-ass men out here.
Yeah, because they raised by these single mamas and single women households.
Well, that has to be because we got men out here making 2-3 babies a year with all these different women.
Yeah, but I'm like, you keep coming for the women.
Well, no, because see, I do that because see, I'm an advocate for people like me who look like me. You got a bunch of ladies out there who advocate for women. You got a bunch of them. And hey, listen, I advocate for women too, especially women in my community. I do. But when we on this program right here, I see a bunch of women advocating for women at the expense of sometimes putting down the men. So I'm gonna advocate for
this program.
Wait, on this program, putting down the men. What?
Hey, I know somebody every week they gonna say it's broke.
Well, if it's broke, it's broke.
What's wrong with that dude? Broke, it's broke.
Well, if it's broke,
it's broke eggplant.
Well, if he got a broken eggplant, he got a broken eggplant.
Broke eggplant.
Well, that's what makes an adult. You got to be willing to do whatever. I'm with you when you're right, Sean. But at the end of the day, like I said, I try my best. Now, oh man, you be coming for us women, but I be trying to level the playing field and call the women out just like I call the men out, because right is right and fair is fair. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of broke, toxic, emotionally unstable, grown ass people that are not adults. They're little kids running around in big bodies.
And won't go to therapy.
I'm telling you, it's a bunch of men like that. All I'm saying is this right here. Just don't pick that guy.
No, it's a bunch of people like that, period. Men and women. It's a bunch of toxic people here.
Damn food.
Right. It's a bunch of toxic people. Uh-oh. He coming for you. Sean coming for you, old man.
Because if you don't, you are part of the problem. Boom!
Oh!
Say it again for the people in the back, Sean. Because
you know what? You are absolutely correct. If I did not mentor young men, and I do.
I knew you did.
I do.
Sean, do you still mentor?
I've been doing it for years.
No, I was asking Sean, does he still mentor?
Tell us what you're up to, Sean. But again, I'm just trying to be fair. Both sexes have a lot to be left desired when it comes to emotional maturity. And this is not just indicative of our Black culture. This is people, period. Because there's a whole lot of trash people in every culture and society. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And unhealthy people doing fuck shit that cause other people harm. But it's like the old saying goes, hurt people hurt people. Yeah. And so when right.
And Sean does still mentor.
Hey, Sean, what you got going on? Do we need to call out something for you and give you a shout out?
He mentors down in Houston.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm glad you said that, because see, not only Sean, I mentor young men, also mentor young women. Mm-hmm. And I will also say this right here, and anyone else out there, hey, it is so much joy in being able to assist and help young people, someone get started. So I challenge everyone else out there. The old man said, help somebody.
Oh man, can I give you a hug? I'm gonna give you a hug, boo thing. But let me put a whole caveat right there. Listen, badass and bougie bitches. If you like me and you don't like children, don't take your stuff over there and let them folks run you ragged and be up in jail for putting your hands on somebody's child. What you need to do is go on and make your money, run your coins, and donate to charity. And donate
because I know me, I snatch one up. I snatch one up and be needing bail money. So now, I mentor from afar. Each one reach one. You right, Sean. I'll reach his ass right across that damn table when he start talking crazy.
Reach across the table.
Your mama, see, right?
Right. Know your limits.
That way. Go on and get your coins together, sow your little seeds and your little donations, and help the people by reaching the people through the money. Okay.
I buy notebooks and books and pencils and shit. I ain't even.
You know, we buy school supplies, we buy clothes and food to feed the people. Listen, I am a behind the scenes person when it comes to the babies. I help the babies, I help the parents. Yeah, that's my ministry, y'all.
Right. I know my ministry.
Take your ass over there if you like me and Gypsy. That ain't your ministry now, because ain't nobody got no bail money.
This is my ministry. If you had me, if you had me mentored, I ain't gonna lie. It'd be just like this. If you got 5 motherfucking apples.
Listen, okay. Don't take your tail over there. That ain't y'all ministry. Now don't let the Lord use you in the most appropriate.
Know your limits. Know your limits. Know your limits. Know your limits.
Share, subscribe also.
Yes, like,
share, subscribe.
Gypsy, we had another question, didn't we?
We did. Go back to the thread. Yeah. There's no single women above 30 who's okay being single. That's what Kev said.
You see, look at my face, right?
His name is Kev on stage. And I said, there's I said, wait a minute.
But he did get home in the video. He came with the truth in the video. He just used that tag for clickbait. But he was on point. Like, I know plenty of women out here doing their thing. And they wishing it was somebody's beach, drinking some liquor, drinking a margarita in their fuzzies in the window seat, drinking, books, whatever. Like, he really hit home that there are a lot of women that are happily single. If they meet somebody, they meet somebody. If they don't, she all right? So let's stop this negative and this insanity that every person's sad, crying, and they ain't got no man, and they ain't got no woman, that they lands up on.
Some of us don't want one.
Yeah.
Some of us turned ours in or returned to sender.
Return to sender. Tanya said that's why I left the teaching profession before I ended up in jail. Listen.
So did she used to teach?
I ain't got that ministry. No, because I did. I want to help the little babies. Not my ministry at all. I help the babies by helping the parents. That's my ministry right there. I'm gonna stay in my lane. Y'all don't take your hands over there. You ain't built to handle that now.
So they will take you to jail.
Remember they was looking for teachers. No, they was looking for teachers, and they said anybody that had like a degree. They was kind of like looking for teachers, and I remember gonna do computer science, and then I went up there to my son's school and volunteered. And I remember I snatched my own son, so ain't no way I was going. No.
You got to know thyself, know thy ministry, and listen. If you toiling in warfare about this thing, baby, go lay prostrate on the altar and pray for Jesus to give you prayer. Don't run your tail over there if that ain't your ministry.
If I had been the teacher, I would just be getting out on parole right about now.
See, that's why I know my ministry, I know my lane, which leads us to going back to why aren't women willing to help men build now? Because not every woman desires a relationship anymore.
Right.
Whatever the reason for the change is, be it societal norms and expectations have changed and loosened, and or more accessibility and availability, financial, whatever the reason, more and more women are choosing to stay single. And it ain't always because they can't get a man. Sometimes it's because just like he want to be old ass Hugh Hefner, she want to be somebody rich, single auntie, right? Traveling the world, spending her money on what fuck she said she was gonna spend it on, her little toy cat, rat, or dog, and her little car, and her little vacations, and all the things that she wanted that she's paying for with ease because she wanted, right? So I was personally glad when Kev
on stage, Kev on stage
did that video, because that is a narrative we hear all the time. Black women can't get no man after a certain age. That Kevin Samuels bullshit. You not high value or whatever he was saying.
Kevin didn't say you can't get one. He said the likelihood of you getting one decrease as you age. That's all he said. And
why is that something people even need to try to tell other people to make them feel?
Well, wait a minute. Fix your mic, Jay.
Well, I think you.
Can you hear us now?
Okay, yeah. Say that again, Jay.
I said, and then old man was talking. I said, for me, it's the fact of you're making a living trying to beat women down and making them think that their chances are almost impossible to get a man. Why? If you really want to help her, if you want her to understand how to get a man, tell her the characteristics that you think she should embody, build her up, edify her. Why tear her down and try to embarrass
telling those characteristics? If people took offense to him telling the characteristics. Now, certain characteristics of a woman makes her more attractive. The more attractive you are, the better your chances are.
But y'all get mad when we say the same thing about men. You have a certain chance that increases and more attractability. The taller you are, the more money you make.
The taller you are, the more women you make.
Now
but y'all
listen,
get mad when we say that and we have standards.
No, we don't. We don't.
Now listen, I went
and Twitter.
But I went back, right? I went back and listened to Kevin Samuels, and I'm with him when he right. And the thing is, he wasn't saying, he wasn't saying that we couldn't get men. What he was saying is some women go after men that are out of their price range, basically.
Well, my question is, because he was supposed to, from what I hear, he was supposed to be trying to build everybody up, men and women. Was he telling the men the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm okay then, because I don't see any of that. I don't hear any of that. All I saw was the snippets that he was.
No, I had seen both, and that's it. I had seen both.
He even harder on men.
He even harder on men, and that was the thing. Is remember what we were talking about in the beginning when we said we build up men and then they go and shoot their shot with the women that they knew they didn't have a chance with when they was broke. That's the thing. Is what he really was saying. In essence, he was talking about women who don't have anything to bring to the table, yet they want high valued men. Men that have a lot going on, that have a lot to offer, and all you got is coochie.
I personally think the younger woman has an easier time getting an older man than the younger man has getting an older woman. Because most older women are going to tell you, shit, I got a vibrator, I got a bob, I got a toy baby, I got opportunity in air. I don't need you. I'm content. I'm happy. I have my social space and my things, and I'm good. Whereas most
and I have my peace.
Realize, and I got my peace. Whereas more men, I think, start from what I hear from people that talk to me, older men start to be like, shit, I ain't got nobody to take care of me. I guess I need to find somebody to take care of me because I'm getting old, but shit ain't working, right? So again,
not me this time.
But let's not push the narrative. And like I said, I don't know much about Kevin Samuels other than a lot of the snippets I used to see. In context, I know those are not the whole things. But that being said, I don't care whether it's him. There's another lady I can't like. I just can't even remember her name because it's never been important to me, right? There's a lot that I don't like about him, her, and a lot of other people like that. Because again, I'm all about, you're trying to make your money and build your fame, but at what cost to the mentality and the well-being of people? Because when you have a platform that reaches hundreds of thousands or millions of people, tens of millions of people, I feel like we have a responsibility to use that in healthy ways. Don't spew toxic bullshit or solely try to be polarizing just to get the numbers and make your money. Because now you out here harming people. And we can say that people are responsible for themselves, and they are. Autonomy and accountability, right? But again, most of us lead our lives based on what the people we believe in say.
Now, one thing I'm gonna say is this right here. I know you talked about young is which one is easier for an older man to get with a young woman than it is for a younger man to get with an older woman. One, generally, for the most part, if you got an older man looking at a young woman, he's looking he's looking for one that physical, and he also a lot of times he's looking for actual relationship. You have women that'll reach that far. And that man, he'll view that woman as a good candidate for a wife, for a relationship. A lot of times when you have the older women and the younger man, a lot of times it'll have that relationship of simply just fun or play toy. And a lot of older women don't see those younger men as it's not a flex, or a woman can't hold this younger guy up and say, "Hey, this is mine. Here it is." And he just simply just getting started. On life or whatever. She can't use him as she can use him. Hey, this is my stud muffin. But you can't say. Not a lot of them can say, "Hey, this is my husband. He built and created all this. And he did this." He's just a status, and other men are envious of him. That's not. No, she can't do that.
But you got to remember, not everybody can do. A lot of men and women.
That's why I said most.
They shallow for looks, and if they can pimp them off like this, my trophy. You best believe, depending on the circle of people they surround themselves with, that's just as much a bragging right, or as somebody who may have had money, right?
Yeah, but in the group of men, folks who leading things, generally that group is mostly men, or it's gonna have majority or more men than women. When you look at that group of those leaders, majority of them are the men, and we know that, and we know know that because we can just say any group. Let's look at let's take the top Fortune 100. You look at the top CEOs or top board members. The bulk of them are men.
Okay, I would say understand how this relates to the point. I think I got it.
It relates to the point of this right here. I'm saying that those men who are those top board members when they stand around or they together and they have their wives, and they can say, "This is my wife," and you know, and of course
she better look like a trophy when they're at a certain level.
Now, but when you have all those spouses like those wives or those,
they got a prototype.
You have those wives and of those top companies. If you take the top 100 company held by women, and you take those women, they bring all their husbands, their spouses. Not one of them, or not a whole lot of them, can say, "Hey, this is my husband. He 23 years old," and they folks around there take it serious. It's not a big
she ain't worried about whether they taking it serious.
But I'm telling you,
let me stop you right there, old man. If she bragging on him like that, she ain't worried about if they taking her serious. She want them to be thinking, "Damn, I want to sleep with him."
Want them to realize she get her back broke.
Right, that's all she cares about.
That's all she can say.
She ain't bragging about her money. No, that's how to do it.
She hold a woman. I'm gonna be honest, she ain't getting her back broke, and it ain't too hard to break her back.
You don't know that now, because I see plenty of older women breaking these men down. Stop playing. That being said, Tanya said, I walked away after 22 and a half years. You better own your piece. You understand?
Yeah.
But now there's a difference between getting a man and keeping a man. That is the whole truth. It's easy to get any man or woman you want. But can you keep them and maintain?
You don't want to keep what you realize.
Out the house, a woman can leave out the house and walk in a direction and get one.
So
I don't care what she looks like. She can get one.
Now we may not choose to keep them or want any of them, but it's
the one that you like or the quality of the man you may not be what you want, but you can get one.
Sometimes it's not what you think it is either, because it's not that, because everybody has that representative that shows up first.
That too, but I'ma still keep saying, men be out here settling too. They out here picking troglodytes and wolf boogers, whatever else. Just like y'all think women be settling, y'all do too. People don't want to.
Y'all do settle.
That's the real talk. I really want to throw this out there. That's, in my mind, part of the real talk of why people will get to a certain level of success and leave, whether they are a man or a woman. I think we hit it earlier and then moved away from it. They never really want you in the first place.
Right.
They want you long enough to get access to what you had it, or for what you would give them as a resource, where there was a place to stay, money to pay their bills, take care of their babies, driving back and forth to work like Jody every day. He in your car, she in your car, while you at work, right? And then once you have sufficiently built them up,
right?
And we went back to options, right?
Men sell all the time. So you know why they sell?
They do. Why?
Because they can't do no better.
But you know what? Replacing me is easy, but getting them to do that shit.
Let me tell you something. That man, he know. Come on, bro. He know. And there's some men out there, we know.
Because you be out here trying to make it seem like y'all got runway models running down the street throwing themselves.
Man, he know. He know why he with that woman he with. He know.
So men settle just like women settle, right? And there's plenty of people that ain't had no business being together, but they're out of convenience.
He know that's the best he can do. I'm like, man, he know. Hey, you better. Hey, that little booger bear, that's your booger bear. Keep him. You know. Because the next one ain't gonna look better than that booger bear. It's just gonna be a booger. At least you got a booger bear. That's a booger bear better than a booger. Just love her, man. That's all. Just love her. Deep love.
I have officially hit the point of exhaustion because that like that took me out. Oh my god. The
booger bear better than a booger. And he know what he got.
Well,
let me tell you something funny. I was at the gas station, and this guy pulled up next to him. And I'm beyond. I was on the side of town that you have to pay close attention to your surroundings. Guy pulled up. He got the car door open. He pumping gas. I'm looking at the wreck. He said, "Hey man, why you?"
Oh no. Well, it looks like she lost her signal. She'll call back in a second. Let's catch up on these comments. Tanya, I see getting a man and keeping a man. And Sean, should older women know what they want and will tell you instead of playing games like a young woman? Boy. I was like, what the hell happened over there?
Yeah.
We got kicked out.
Let me finish telling you. So the guy, I'm at the gas station. I walking. The guy, I'm looking over that way. Guy said, "Hey man, what you looking at my car for?" His woman's in there. I'm like, I said, "Bro, I can assure you, I don't want what's in your car. You can have it, bro. I'm gonna tell you, bro. You have no problem. You have no problem, bro. I'm like,
you know what? You know you mean for that, right?
hey, listen. I just want to reassure that man that he ain't confirmed by me going after his woman. I just want to reassure. Cause see, I respect people in that relationship. That's what that was. I just want to reassure.
How bad was it?
It was
bad.
It was bad. It was like, man, I'm 54 years old. And I'm like, man, come on, bro, please.
Look, y'all, I had this woman try to come sideways at me about her man. He looked, y'all know Loud Love It, the ugly rat looking old man that was married to Julia Roberts. I think Loud Love It, whatever.
I do. I know.
You know what I'm talking about. He's a country singer. It looked like Loud Love It and Flavor Flav had shit together, had a baby. She was like, "He don't want you." I said, "Wait a minute, what?" I was sitting around at the grocery store, y'all. I didn't even know what this lady was talking about. And she proceeded to have a whole come apart on me and tell me how her man didn't want me and I could not have him. And I was like, "Baby, you need therapy. Can I give you a referral?" What the fuck? You look like Loud Love It and Flavor Flav had shit together and had a baby. Like, but it be the most unattractive ones. I ain't gonna say
that man. You know what? You know what that is?
What?
He's the best she can do.
It's the ones without the facial real estate. But you know what it is? You know what it is? I guarantee you. I guarantee you, it's something else. She think that he bust your back open.
He bust her back.
Bust her back open.
He and so he was fire height. Did you hear me?
He must have had a third leg about as long as his other leg.
God motherfucking tell her, because
that's why I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes it's what you don't see that's why they,
and sometimes it's because that's back in the day we used to call them paymasters. He paying the bills. Like I tend to believe everything. I never heard that one. They used to say that when I was in high school. He a paymaster.
Yeah, you would be a paymaster, but you can't go outside with me.
Listen, my mama said I can't come outside right now, but you can give me some money for lunch tomorrow. So to sum all this up, Sean said, "Shit, older women know what they want and will tell you instead of playing games like young women." All right. Tanya, I'm with you when you're right, Jay. I don't know what I said, but yes, girl, I'm here for that. Tanya said all that glitters ain't gold. Listen, that bad boy even silver plated sometimes. You hear me?
Sometimes it's 10.
Copper plated. Sean said, "Hey, like I said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder." Sean, you the only one looking through that eye.
Okay? Sean, that's just like somebody saying, "Bless your heart." You stop trying. You know if they visually challenged.
Look, I'm gonna not say they ugly, but they are
visually challenged.
They're facially just. I can't even tell that lie. Never mind. Some people say they're just ugly. Just y'all forgive me, because y'all know I'm normally a kind person, but y'all done took me out with this. And she was obviously insecure. Yeah, baby, she gave me a whole speed. Yep. And I was okay. She was able to have her meltdown. Long as she didn't put her hands on me. They went on by their business. But I have noticed that a lot of the times. Now, Gypsy may be right. It might be the pipe he laying down, but sometimes it might be the money assets. No, Sean said it's that 15 inches. Listen, he got 15 inches. He can go fuck a duck because he ain't doing it with me. That's a no.
I don't know now.
Nope, you can have it. I'm gonna let you bust it wise by yourself.
What you gonna do with 15? I'm serious. What you gonna do?
What you want. Bust it wide, drop it low, do whatever you. I'm not gonna. Nope. Tanya said, Sean. Oh, I clicked it off. Okay. And then Tanya said he must be a porn. Yep, he a porn star. He do it like a porn star.
Got to be.
Sean said, I know. I don't know.
But you know what, guys? Like
whether he's facial real estate or facially challenged or whatever, or she, it's plenty of people that's gonna love them like they the hottest thing on the fashion runway right now.
I'm glad they found each other. I'm serious.
I'm just saying though, it's not that we don't want to build. It's not that we don't want to help rebuild. It's just that you got to have more going on, and you have to have at least been somewhere before, and not that you still 40 and 50 years old, still starting like you 20.
Yeah.
It's like building a house. So you gotta have the lot and the material to build a house. See, some of these folks come in, they don't even have the lot, the material. They said we just go build.
They don't even have a floor plan.
They ain't got a toothpick to build.
but you know what?
Telling you pipe dream.
But that's the other thing too, is the worst thing is to sit there with somebody and you guys help design the dream. You help him build the dream. And then he takes the dream and gives it to somebody else.
Well, I told y'all, was it last week before we went live? I shared with you all. Who was it? Is Lauren your lawyer or something like that on TikTok? Yeah. Black lawyer lady. And she was telling the story of how, and I hope I'm not retelling it wrong, but she was telling the story of how the wife came to her. I think they met in college or something like that. Or the high school sweethearts got together, going for advanced degrees. He decided to let her go first. Well, they decided to let her go first. She goes, get her degree, gets a badass paying job. So now they're able to send him back to school. When she went to school, they took out student loans that they were still currently paying. She was paying the bulk of, making the money.
Right.
He went to school. They were making so much money, they were able to pay cash for his classes. Homeschooling was not only not in school, and she found this out by calling the school trying to get his transcripts or something.
Right.
Not only was he not in school, but he was this ain't funny. He was taking the tuition money and taking care of an entirely separate family
across town.
So that's why that's why some women don't want to build. Now, fortunately, I ain't never had no craziness like that. But I met a woman who her dad was the pastor of the church in the community that lived across the street with his wife, and she had to grow up under that shame. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I'm almost in for some counsel, some spiritual counsel.
Stop it!
He laid hands on her.
He on their hands.
He said he was gonna wade in the water, y'all. Did he say he was gonna wade in the water? But that being said,
that is wrong. That's wrong. I'm telling you, that's wrong. What he did.
Whatever reason somebody's doing something,
pastor.
Yeah, he was wrong as hell. You had a whole and they ignored her and act like she didn't exist. Yeah, that was like the part that still traumatized her into her adulthood, right? Right. Whether you want them because they're a porn star, whether you want them because they cuddle you at night, whether you want them because they got money and assets, whatever reason, there's a lot of ugly ass people that got great people in their life, and it's a lot of beautiful, attractive people that are by themselves because it's not all about looks. That's where I want to circle all of this back to why women are not wanting to build, because it's not all about looks anymore. They don't need the man's resources; they got their own.
I guess that could lead also. What was that? What's the sweet little dad, Splenda dad,
Splenda Babies? Yeah, we gotta make this part quick. We've been on here for 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yes,
but Splenda Babies, I heard it on the lawyer lady TikTok as well.
Yes, the Lauren. Yes.
can get the old man just like a sugar daddy or a sugar mama, but the Splenda baby ain't got to give up no sugar. They don't have to have sex.
As they say, she's hollering, she's a diabetic.
She's a diabetic. She got to give him no candy.
But sometimes all he wants is company.
Right, he want companionship.
Man, all I can
somebody
say
go to dinner with.
It wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me.
I feel like I'm rambling.
It wouldn't be me. I listen. You know, that's like, you know, you got those churches with the folks out. You know, you're supposed to give you money, wait to the poor and all that. It wouldn't be me. That ain't what I'm praying for. That ain't the type of life I pray for. Now, if I'm gonna be a sugar daddy, there's gonna be some sugar. There's gonna be some that diamond sugar that the 10-pound bag.
You want brown sugar or white sugar?
I'm gonna get all the sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, honey.
You gonna put agave?
You gonna have agave because I'm gonna give you that artificial stuff.
You ain't gonna get him a pocket pea, are you?
No, it won't be
that artificial. That's it. You know, I'm sorry.
You gonna get him a
because guess what? Every time you see me, it's the time of that month. And I ain't had that time. Look, I ain't had that time since 96.
Listen, do you know? I just learned this.
The dentist said there's something else working.
Oh.
The dentist, what does your dentist say?
Dentist ain't said nothing. He said it ain't his business. Listen, I just learned this last week. I was 7 days old when I learned this last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
They make penis imprints for women to now have made for toys for themselves. I'm saying it wrong. Oh. They can take a penis imprint of like your husband, your boyfriend, your whoever, and make it into an actual toy for you. And women are buying that. Yeah. And I was like, that's just weird. Yes. If I got to do all that, I would just rather have the real thing.
Not if you plan on getting rid of them.
If I'm sleeping with somebody new, I don't want the imprint of the old one. That's trifling. Because you would be mad as hell if your new man that you were sleeping with told you that he had a pussy imprint of his ex-girlfriend from 20 years ago. Yeah.
Well, you know, at this age, a lot of times we don't want to be bothered. Because they talk back, always got something to say, old man. But they talk back and always got something to say, old man. So
they do.
You know,
they do. They like kids.
If she planning on getting rid of them, but you know that's the only part she don't want to get rid of because it don't talk. Then
that's weird as hell. You ain't finna be sleeping with the new one, still fucking the imprint of the old one. That's trifling.
Who said she was gonna get a new one?
Child. Bye. Sean said you gotta have the drive to want more and do more, but if you're a lazy motherfucker, then ain't no haps. That's whole fact.
That's true.
He said, amen, Gypsy. Sean said, damn, and it's men like that makes everything harder for the real man. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya, that's killing shit. What were we talking about? I don't know. And then the placebo sugar.
Right.
Placebo sugar. Oh my God! Listen, and they've been around for thousands of years too. Every man ain't slept with every woman.
You gonna have to come with that cane sugar.
Listen, they're going back old school. But listen, it's been around just as long as the oldest profession in the world. Okay, and so plenty of people being sugar daddies, cake daddies, sugar mamas, and paymasters, and all the other things in between for the sugar and without the sugar. We're just giving it new names now to make it trendy.
Right, because Jezebel was a Jezebel for somebody, and somebody was taking care of bills and stuff for Jezebel. Somebody was taking Rahab. Somebody was like, hey, and they talk about them in the Bible, so it was actually, it was quite.
Tanya said he would never tell you that he had the imprint. He would just get you playing with it. Yes.
You're like, what's that, baby? That's you.
Like at that point, I would be like, I gotta go, stalker, right?
So tomorrow, next week, y'all. Oh yeah, the man with the tuition and the second family. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the man with the tuition. Yes.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. Never mind. You can close us out now. You made me forget my train of thought. Shit show super.
Remember to like, share, subscribe. Tell people about the show. Sean and I Sean and I have to get together because Sean's birthday was a couple of weeks ago. My bad.
And y'all ain't on track already, Gypsy.
I did. Well, listen, I got the logo. Yay! I got the logo. Yay!
Girl. High five.
High five. I got the logo, but no, but seriously though, last weekend I was out seeing Usher. My man was in town. I was having a hot girl summer. That man was in town.
Did you take that picture?
I took a lot of pictures, and then look, my son said, "Damn, you was close." I wasn't close enough though, because I would have got them floor seats if I'd have known that he comes out in the audience and he throw money. He throw money. I would. Yes, he throws dollar good, y'all. No, he throws real money. Like, so if he's coming to your city and he has not come yet, get you some floor seats.
I was saying, was you trying to be close enough to lick his chest? That's what the women really be trying to do, I think.
Because one of them was taking pictures with him, and I was just like, when he was walking through there with that big red fur coat on, he looked hot as a motherfucker though. But still. But when he started throwing that money, I was like, "Hey, take what your mama gave you." Yeah,
I came out for a few minutes. I got you.
Right.
You single, you looking to mingle and having some fun, girl.
But all in all, it's a great show. So if he does come to your city, you should go. He carries that show by himself, 2 hours.
Hey,
but his catalog is so extensive that he can do that. So,
but that's the difference of thinking a real entertainer and a performer too. You know?
It was really, really good.
Anyone else talk about Usher? He ain't pimping us, so we ain't finna be pimping him right now either. Now, Usher, if at some point you want to hype us up and help us, we all for that. That being said, they have kindly reminded y'all, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, make sure you tell the people that you like and even the people that you don't like. They asses need to listen to, so we can all keep these conversations.
I know he did say he be throwing them Usher dollars.
Can't spend it nowhere but his concert. Like Green Book dollars.
Oh my God.
Well, we will see y'all next week, y'all. The same bad time, the same bad channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. And with that, we're out.
Bye.